I literally just heard this interview yesterday with Godfrey, and he was talking about T.I. being a comic now. You heard about that, right?
What?
You never heard about that?
Yeah, T.I. been trying
T.I. been doing stand up.
You ain't seen it?
But he was like, no one's supposed to go after the headline.
Right.
So, he felt like, in a little bit that was kind of disrespectful, but he was like, I didn't stay to listen because, hey, I'm the headliner.
Right.
I leave after that. I'm not listening to him tell jokes after I done been up there.
Right.
There are no jokes after the headliner gets off.
What you think about that? Can a rapper just all of a sudden?
No, man, that's just like Young Jock.
You are now tuned into The Experience, the Highest Point Podcast.
More than a pod, it's a lifestyle. Find out what's happening right now. Came from the bottom, still reaching the highest point. No, we won't pipe down. We are the truth. We are the cool. We are the culture. The Highest Point Lifestyle.
Yo, welcome to the Highest Point Podcast. This is a podcast for everyone, no matter where you're from, no matter what you've been through. You know you deserve the best and willing to put in the work for progress to reach the highest point. So if you're about that lifestyle, making today better than yesterday, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and become part of the family. We welcome you.
Indeed.
But today, people, we got a very, very special guest in the building. You understand me? If you want somebody around that'll put a crack in your side from laughter, you know what I'm saying? This is the chick right here. You know, it's like one of the North Carolina queens of comedy, a host of Gappedtoothsmileent radio with over 50 million listeners worldwide. You understand me? We got Miss Lady ShaMar in the building.
Hello,
Welcome,
people.
welcome.
Thank you
What's
guys for
good?
having me. Man, listen, everything. Even when it ain't, it's always everything
For
good.
sure, for sure. So glad that you can be part of the show. Yo, we've been really looking forward to this.
Yes.
And
yes.
Before I get into we think it's very, very important to get the journey of people. Like, you're a comedian, you've been doing this thing.
Yes.
But before we get direct into the journey, I want to do some hot topics with you because I feel like, you already a radio host.
Indeed,
you know what I mean?
indeed.
So we're going to just have you part of the Highest Point Podcast as a host today and talk about some of these hot topics going on.
Let's talk about them.
You know what I mean?
Let's talk
get
about
into
it.
it.
Yeah.
So, something recent. You heard about the whole DaBaby and Danny Lee brother thing?
Yeah, fighting in the bowling alley and
Fighting
whatnot.
in the bowling alley, getting slid all up down there.
Yeah.
It was a strike. It was a strike. It damn sure was a strike.
Definitely.
But Buddy was talking all this junk, prior to, like, saying what he gonna do to DaBaby. He met up with him, and he got beat down. But now he's suing. He's suing for like $3 million.
$3 million.
Like, how can you was that what he up to the whole time?
I mean, come
sounds like
on.
a setup.
When you get beat up and billions of people see it, you got to get your face back right.
Is that getting his face back though?
I mean, you can afford to move somewhere else where people can't see that face.
Well, you got a point there.
So I think that in this particular, first of all, whose idea was it to fight past the black line? Okay, that's what I want to know. Whose idea was it to fight past? Nah, player, you got to come back over here to fight me.
It's slippery over there.
They said, man, listen, but all in all, I think he's fighting for what, his sister's honor and all that. But let's be honest, low key, she's off.
She is. I'm glad somebody noticed
She's off.
that.
Something
Like,
wrong with her now.
I was a crazy baby mama at one point in time. But I think that women only hit that crazy baby mama phase in between the ages of a newborn up until about 6. That's the crazy baby mama age, because that's around the time frame that the woman kind of still want the man, and she don't want her kid. You better not have no girls around my baby.
Right.
And where you think you going? I had plans. I'm finna drop little Junior off. You watching little Sex Quan today?
Sex Quan. So like, if a woman, of course it's not everyone that fit this, but if a woman says that thing to you, like, look, you better not have no women around my child, does that mean she probably still got a little interest there?
Yeah, it's now don't get me wrong, there are some ain't baby daddies out here, okay?
Absolutely.
And now if you are one and you're reckless, then I can understand where female may say that.
Right.
But if he goes to work, takes care of his bills, provide for your kid.
Right.
When you hear it, to me, when I hear a female say, "You better not have my baby around no chicks and blah blah blah,"
Right.
That's something you need to work out within yourself, sweetheart.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
That has nothing to do with because what you have men folk creeping in and out maybe when the baby sleep or something like that.
Right,
Sure
right.
But
do.
he ain't over there checking you
Right.
every time somebody open a knock on your door.
Right, right. Yeah, and if a man doing that, he's falling in the same category. He's
As
like saying, you
Kanye.
better not have no niggas.
As Kanye.
Yo, that was a question I was going to ask you.
Baby, listen
That
to
was a
me.
question.
Listen, I don't even know if we done with Danny Lee's brother or not before we jump to Kanye, but it all runs hand in hand.
Right.
You have both extremes. You got the crazy baby mama, Danny Lee, and this connects her brother. Then you got the crazy baby daddy, Kanye. They are one and the same. They are narcissists.
Maybe they should get together.
Man, listen, somebody gonna come up missing, Jesus. But it's Kanye. Had this been if it had been any other man other than Kanye, had it been a regular Joe Blow schmo, they would be trying to press charges against him for stalking. Somebody would be trying to get a 50B order, restraining order, saying he violated. He would communicative threats. The things that he's done. But because it's a superstar, it's Kanye West.
Right, right.
And people already know he done ate a couple of too many of the black jelly beans.
So you feel like he getting a pass?
He's definitely getting a pass, and that's not fair. Kim should not have to go through that, whether she a slut bucket or not.
I can't even say if she's a slut bucket.
What?
What you mean?
How is she a slut bucket? Like, because she had sex with somebody on tape?
Somebody.
You know how? Ray J?
Somebody.
That was it. Who else?
Let's name her body. Her and Lori Harvey's body count is
Yo.
up there, player.
We can only think about 6, 7 dudes she been with.
Yeah,
player.
that ain't
Like,
a lot.
that's normal. Chicks in high school done been with 7 other niggas.
If you in high school and you done been through 7 people, I need you to go to your nearest Boys and Girls Club, get you a mentor.
What?
No,
I know
A
a girl.
female.
I know a girl in high school that ran a train on from the football team.
God
The
damn.
whole football team?
It was about half of the football team, but still, that's 8 niggas. Now that's a slut bucket.
Yeah, that's a
But, no,
slut bucket.
Kim is like 40 something, so like a woman has sex with maybe 10 people, and
These
she's
are the
40.
people-
She a hoe.
These are the people we know. Now, I'm not calling her a
Now,
whore.
we don't know.
I'm not calling her a whore because of all the people that she's messed with.
right. I get it.
And you got to think about the ones we don't know about. And I'm not.
Yeah,
Look,
it's
I'm
a
not.
lot I'm sure we
Listen,
don't know about.
I'm not the pot calling the kettle black, because I promise you, at one point in time, while I was busting it open for a real, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I'm
But,
dig.
I got my dirt, and we're not even gonna try to do my
Everybody
body
do.
count. Okay, so I'm just saying, the good Lord allowed me to fix my reputation
I dig it.
to
Right.
prepare me for the woman that He wanted me to be today.
Right.
So, in essence, I think Kim is trying to dress up her look because she is very much aware that she became famous off of a sex video
Oh yeah.
with Ray J. But then she was
yeah.
dating a football player before that.
Yeah. A basketball player too.
see, look-
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she don't have, she don't have around.
She done had the janitor, the pool boy. I mean, she's had her fill. But
Right.
my thing is this. My dad always told me, a man can go here and sleep with every woman in the town.
Mm-hmm.
Get up, put on a suit, and he is still a man.
Right.
A woman can go
Mm-hmm.
and sleep with 3 men in that town.
Right.
Get up, get dressed, and she's a slut.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It depends on the size of the town.
Well, yeah, because if in Greensboro, you might not find out she had sex with 3 dudes.
Man,
Right.
please.
But you go
But
down,
you go where we
where
from.
we from.
Yeah,
Everybody know
everybody.
everybody.
Where y'all
know.
from?
Burt T County.
Is that the city and the county name?
No,
No, it's just the county. We just say the county.
we just say the county. The city's so small, we say the county.
The towns.
Yeah, we come from towns. It's eastern North Carolina, like near Greenville, North Carolina.
Okay, I'm
City.
familiar.
About that 252.
I'm familiar with that.
So in the middle out there, but in the woods, you know what I'm saying?
What's the
Yeah,
town name? I might.
Windsor.
Windsor.
Okay,
They
let's
got a-
stick with the
they-
county.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
No, I used to live in Jacksonville, North Carolina.
Okay, yeah, I know about Jacksonville.
My first marriage, I was married to a Marine, so we were stationed there.
Okay.
So I got homegirls in New Bern, Havelock, Harlow.
New Bern part of it.
So
I
you know,
like fishing now.
Havelock.
yeah, I ain't did the fishing yet, but I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm familiar with that 252.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
for sure. So now, when it comes to the whole Kanye thing, like we're gonna try to, we know he's a celebrity, but we're gonna try to break it down to like regular folk. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
How do a man get that old thing back? Now,
So
you know,
glad you asked.
because we want to know how to. If you're really interested, it's a man like taking Kanye steps, is that going to help?
No.
Or is that going to hinder you in the process of getting that old thing back?
Kanye is excessive at this point. Okay, at this point, when he first started, it was cute.
Okay.
And that's the way us women look at it. When you first start, it's cute. Like, okay, he want to get back. He want to get back with me. That's cute. But I'm still going to wait and see if he's changed. Because we know as women, men will change for the moment so that they can get you back. Once we take you back, I give them about 3-4 weeks tops. They back to their old self if they have not changed or learned anything. And that may have been what Kim was possibly trying to do. But then when he realized, and that's my thing, Kanye first jumped out the window first, and this is what I talked about on my radio show. Kanye jumped out the window first by advertising this little clear girl that he was with. They in moon boots going to...
Was she with Pete first? Or what? Like, I don't know who was with who first.
No, well, this is the thing. If she was with Pete, she didn't advertise it.
She was walking around holding hands with him all the time.
I think she was out there first.
But man,
snapping
listen,
pictures and stuff.
Man, that was the people trying to figure it out.
Yeah, like it seemed like it's a little bit like, why are you holding hands? It's supposed to be just your little buddy. Like, what's going on?
I mean, I hold hands with my homeboys.
And your husband cool with that?
Your husband cool with that?
But my homeboys are gay, so I hold
that's different.
I hold hands with my husband ain't going for a player. Look,
I know.
Look, my husband is
Look, I
not
saw her in the
player.
barbershop one day. I saw her husband looking at me, boy. I'm like, yo, bro.
Not me, player. Not
Bro,
me.
I just
Not
know, you know what I'm saying? I know she's a comedian. I want her on the show. Like, bro, I don't want no smoke, bro. Like,
And you know what? That is
he seems so quiet, but I'm like, yo, he's a watcher.
yeah. Oh, he is a watcher. Do you hear me? And that's one thing about having to deal with somebody who is in the public eye.
Right.
That is a lot for them to have to take in, especially when you're used to dating regular schmegler girls that work at call centers or, they got regular jobs. They're only seen when they're at work for the most part. But when you have someone that's in a public eye that people can see on a podcast, listen to on the radio, see on stage, that's traveling all over, you get to see firsthand. Yeah. You'll be like, this dude want to smash my wife. I know he do, and sometimes I've had to pipe my husband down like, look, I don't go to your job acting like that.
Yeah, that's true. That's
so
true.
you can't come to mine.
That's true.
Acting like this, or you gonna have to not come
right
anymore. So he's had to bite his tongue, but I let him know, listen, if someone comes at me the wrong way, I will check them. Absolutely. All right. If they do it again, I will check them the second time. If it should so happen a third time, then I will take the leash off of you. Go for it, play it.
Handle it, because this fool ain't listening.
Right.
I respect that, and that makes sense to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I get that, because we also got to allow I feel like it's the woman ownership to to also protect that covenant you guys got.
Yes.
That relationship, like. Because also that woman is a reflection of you when you're out. So
come on,
if somebody come up there and try to holler at my old lady, I expect her to handle that, with the swiftness.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't play around with it. Don't even allow it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, see, that's where the lines get blurred. Okay?
How to get blurred now?
Like a call center girl, and nothing against call center chicks. I was one. Okay, I was a top salesman over at Citibank.
Come on.
When I worked there, they made a position for me, management. I was selling so much. Anyway, listen. And at American Express, I worked at every call center around here. I can't, man.
That's how you know so much about the call center girl.
Right, because I was a call center chick. I worked at all of them. But a regular female, she'd be like, I got a man, get out of my face, Raheem. Don't nobody want you with that tired car, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
A female that's in the public eye, when someone comes at us with that, we can't give them that. Because, number one, whether you know it or not, there are people watching you when you don't even know people are watching you.
You got an image to protect.
So, and how you handle that determines your next gig, your next booking, all of that. So we can't come on, Raheem, we can't do that.
I see. When I say with the swiftness, I'm not saying like immediately if a man starts coming to you, but someone just saying, "Hey, I like your work," you know what I'm saying, like, great, we understand that. But if you see this man, you can tell that he's just trying to get at your draws. You got to go ahead and get rid of him. He's trying to get your number on some personal
So what do you mean by you can tell? What does a man do that will make a woman know he's trying to get at her like that?
The way he look at you. If a nigga ever look at you under-eyed, he up to
What's
something.
the
That nigga look at you under-eyed. He like, just go and take my number down.
Oh, under eye.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. What up?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's under eye.
Yeah,
I
he
learned
look at
something
your
today.
under eye, he's trying to get under them drawers. You know what I'm talking about? Well, that was good with it. Like, that's what I
Okay.
look up to.
So now I got to watch the under eye thing.
Watch
Okay.
that under eye. If he look at you straight, you're like, oh yeah, you take my number down. We got this gig going on here. We would love to have you there.
Okay.
You know, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Take my number down. You know what I'm saying? We can do a little gig.
The under eye. It's stupid.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's real though.
Yeah, and I've had some straight-eyed men. Listen,
I'm sure. Yeah.
I've had once, you get a hotel room, once I have to travel, but so far, the promoter has to get me a hotel room. I'm not coming back that same night after I perform.
Right.
So, the hotel rooms you get where there's a door in between two.
Oh yeah. Rooms. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Right to the side.
one gig I had, one of my hotel was in a room like that. It had a door. I was like, oh, okay. I just made sure it was locked, But after the performance, I noticed that the promoter was extra friendly. He didn't under-eye me, but you could tell in his approach, it was just something. So I kept it professional. After the show, go back to the hotel, shower, get ready to get in the bed because I'm not smashing nothing when I'm on the road. I know a lot of females that they run through the whole hotel while they on the road. They'll run through the other comics. Once I'm in my hotel room, I don't come out until 6 a.m. till it's time to eat continental breakfast.
Right.
But I heard the knocking
Oh, hell.
on my door, like, ruh-roh. I'm in the bed. Like, who is this knocking on my door? And I eventually went down to the front desk and I was like, listen, who's on the other side of me? Because they're knocking on my door as if they're wanting me to open it.
At least you were smart enough to do that. Jesus.
Oh, no, I ain't
Christ.
opening up the door. Nah,
You know,
no.
some fools would have done that.
Open
right?
that door. Yeah,
She black, folks.
I'm black. You see how I didn't want to go down the hallway? Bathroom right there. Player.
Oh, shit, for
It's
real?
too dark down there.
I'm like, it's right there.
I'm still lit. Where my gun at? Let me make sure I got my pistol on me. But the lady at the front desk, normally you ain't supposed to tell people who it is.
Right.
But she knew I came there long distance, hours away. And she told me, she was like, oh, the promoter's in the other room next to you.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself, dude.
And we have to go through so much as female comics. It will amaze you and blow your mind how many men actually expect us to sleep with them in order to get stage time.
Oh, they have the expectation.
Oh, yes.
Like you owe them.
Like, right. And sometimes it's
Nigga,
not.
I'm bringing you money. I'm coming to your, you know what I'm saying, your spot.
And sometimes it's not even a promoter. Sometimes it's actually. There was a comic I worked with years ago. And famous comic. You've seen him on TV. You've seen him everywhere. And I tell y'all when we take the button to take it off air who it is. Yeah. But sexually harassed me so bad. I mean, like, I really could have went in on this guy. But, as comics, before the show, y'all sit in the green room, you laugh and joke and all that other stuff. Right. And he said, I'm the only female. He was like, man, you got some big A lips. And I'm like, we laugh and we kick in because it's true.
Right.
It's true. But then, he goes on to say, man, come on in the bathroom, give me some fellatio. And we all crack up laughing because naturally that's what some men would think when they look at me and see my lips. And I kikied, laughed with him.
Right.
But I was like, man, go ahead on. Then he made another comment, a joke, and we kikied again at it because that one was funny too. And then about 3 minutes later, he said something else. I was like, nah, bro, like seriously, I'm good.
Shut the hell up.
Right. Like I'm good now. Like we've established the fact that I have a full set of lips and all that. And then not even 5 minutes later, he said something again. And I'm so grateful for my brothers in comedy out of the Baltimore area that were there that night. And one of the comics said, bruh, she said, no, man, chill.
Right.
And I was so grateful for that somebody stood up.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy what we got to deal with.
Yeah. And men, we should stand up when we see something like that going on. I wouldn't be able to handle, like, seeing some, like, a man that's, like, going, like, in on a woman like that. That's that's too much. Yeah. It's like, and it's lame, and that's one thing I was thinking, like, because I know with comedies, with comics, they can try to mirror their flirting with you with jokes just to kind of see how far they can go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like ha ha ha. But you know what I'm saying?
But I'm serious if you serious.
Right.
But I'm serious if you serious.
Like, even people that's not comics do that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like I done it, goddamn, in my day. Making her laugh a little bit. But for real though.
But for real, I slide through.
Oh no, I'm just playing. If you know what I'm saying, if you ain't for real. It's like but you gotta get the hint, man. Like, and obviously there was more than a hint you gave him. Like, yo, I'm good. Stop.
Like, chill.
No means no, period, in any type of way.
It starts to bother you so much so that I see why some female comics, when they have to perform somewhere, they immediately come in, they let their management deal with all of the particulars, just take me straight to the green room. I will stay there until it's time for me to hit the stage. Once I hit the stage, I'll take pics with, the patrons or whatever. Then I'm back in the green room until it's time to leave.
Yep, just to avoid all the...
You have to avoid it. I mean, and people can be creeps at times.
Yeah,
There's some really scary people out here. If they enjoy what you do,
right?
They
groupies.
They Kanye Wested.
Yeah, because women got groupies too.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Just like like when men comics, they'll find a woman in their room. You know what I'm saying? Like out of the blue, like how you get in here?
Right.
All types of stuff.
I got stories. Like,
come on now, you ain't had no nigga waiting in the room.
Nah. You gonna get stabbed with that? No, just like when I've been on tour with some of comedy's greats, and I won't drop any names.
Yeah.
But when I've been on tour with some of these guys, when we leave the stage, because typically the promoter books us all in the same hotel.
Right.
I don't know how these chicks figure out and find out what hotel we're going to be at. Maybe they homegirl worked there at the Marriott or something like that.
Right. That could be something.
I mean, that's
the inside school.
Right. Yeah. And so when the show is over, we typically get back into the hotel anytime between midnight and maybe 1:30 a.m. Okay.
Right.
So when y'all leave the comedy shows at 9, 10 and go home and go sleep, we still have business to take care of. We still got to take pictures, sell merchandise, talk to the promoters, grab last bit of food if they got a kitchen or whatever there. And then we leave to go to the hotel. So about midnight to 1:30, we're touching down in the hotel. Most of the people in the hotels are asleep at that hour.
Exactly.
And you can always tell the groupies. They walking around on your floor with a mini skirt on, high heels, makeup freshly done.
Right.
And when we see them, we be like this. Man, how did these? I be like this. I didn't play. I'm going to my room.
They little savages, yo.
They are.
And then they just feel like the man should expect to accept them. Like, yo, get the hell out my room. Like, what are you doing in here?
And I have to shout out, when I did tours with Michael Blackson, this brother, I respect him so much. I got a whole different respect for Mike. Out of all the comics I've toured with,
right?
This brother was not having it. This brother flew his chick in.
Oh yeah, that'll keep him away.
So I don't think her flight allowed her to make it to the shows.
Right.
But this one particular night, he flew her in.
Right.
And when we touched down at the hotel, she was pulling up with her bag. She was like, all right, y'all, I'm going to holler at you. She's like, you my man right there for that one.
Yeah.
And the groupies are now looking like, so what we do?
Get the hell out the way.
You the business manager, you the road manager.
Right. Oh, they trying to get somebody.
Oh, somebody on that team is getting got.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, man.
So,
he might pass them to the guys. Like, look, man, this little group of shit, go ahead, get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Y'all go run through it. Have a good time.
And they have things on their mind of what they want to do. Like but they all know one thing that they all crack up, especially before we leave the hotel. They'll say, all right, condom check. And they'll start patting. They got condoms, because they like, we don't use theirs. Because chicks are brutal. Like, they start poking holes.
Better
and
not.
Stuff,
better
like
not.
Start chewing it. Here you use this. This extra rib. That ain't no bite marks.
You heard about that Drake thing? Like, supposed with the hot sauce?
What happened?
He, now I don't know if this is true, but this allegedly was what happened, right? So, he, had sex with this girl or whatever. Then he went to the bathroom, pulled off the condom and, put it in a trash can. But, she didn't know what he did with he poured some hot sauce in the condom thing to try to kill the semen or whatever. And then when he went on the bed, then the chick went in the bathroom, flipped that thing inside out and put it in a vagina hole.
And it had
And
hot sauce
in it.
Oh my!
I was so happy. I know it's bad, but damn, like
Hey.
it's messed up the mindset someone got to try to get somebody, you know?
Yeah.
But he put hot sauce in that joint, and she's trying to sue him because she
allegedly.
put his, allegedly put his hot sauce filled semen inside her vagina hole.
I got so many questions. Like, okay. So is it not conducive? Let's start from the top. Is it not conducive to flush condoms anymore?
He should have flushed it.
Okay, so you can't still
But
flush
he
condoms.
probably
For
wanted
him,
he probably
it was a
wanted
test.
to test her out, see what kind of chick she was.
Because as a man point of view, that is a test for us.
Oh.
We do shit like
okay,
that.
I didn't think about it. See, I'm married. I've been married almost 4 years, so I don't go through that.
Yeah, we do shit like that.
Oh, wow.
You've been tested.
Hell
You just
yeah.
didn't know you tested.
Oh,
But
that's-
you know
not,
you
not
passed.
with the hot sauce
Okay,
thing.
right.
No. I'm saying,
But that,
I'm
look,
saying you've been tested in some type of way by your man.
Yeah.
But you passed because you made it to marriage. You passed with flying colors, actually.
Wow.
Think about it. You probably give out tests as well when you dating.
Yeah, my dad would tell anybody, and even told my current husband, listen, my daughter ain't filthy rich. She's comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
She's resourceful.
Mm-hmm.
But I know my daughter, Cherie, she will invest and spend about $500 on you, whether it's paying for dinner, buying you sneakers, outfit, paying for dates, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
She will spend at least $500
Right.
just to determine if you're the right one. So if you don't reciprocate back in any shape, form, or fashion, where you're not, I mean, I get it.
Yep.
If I'm taking us to Ruth's Chris, but I know I'm digging you for who you are, and you may not make as much as I do between my employment, radio, comedy,
Right.
all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I know that. So I may be able to afford Ruth's Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas where you work at, your max may be Outback.
Right.
I'm okay with Outback.
Yeah.
I'm not one
A
of them
lot of
shit.
women not like that.
And
though.
that's where y'all wrong. So you're
A
gonna
lot
mess
of
around
women
and
not
miss your
like that.
blessing sitting here waiting on a man folk that can give you all of this expense. Baby, look, my husband asked me the other day, babe, what you want to eat? You want me to go, order Ruth's Chris and just go pick it up? Do you want me to, go to this expensive steakhouse up the street from my house?
Right.
I was like, nah, I'm good with Taco Bell. Actually, just give me 2 chicken chalupa supremes, no tomatoes, and like 3 soft tacos, and I'm good.
Right.
I don't need all that.
Right.
No, and a lot of females truly. I was like that once. I was young.
Mm-hmm.
It was all about the money. I was chasing that.
Some of them talking
bag.
shit about you right now just for saying that.
Yeah, they are. And you know what? You can't beat me. You can't beat me.
Now let me ask you this: do you think it's because how they were raised, or
Yeah.
where do you think they get that from?
I
That
think
mindset?
it's a mindset of, number one, being in poverty, and there's nothing wrong with being in poverty. I was raised in poverty.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't have no lotion. My mom used to rub us down in Crisco. Like, we were poor. Like, now, my dad has changed his life, thank God. But back in the day, my dad cheated on my mom so much, he gave her $20. That's for groceries for the whole month for you and 3 kids.
That ain't gonna work.
We
Hell
ate oodles and
no.
noodles and chicken drumettes all day. When we had school field trips, we had to pack our lunch. All my mama could afford was 2 bologna and cheese sandwiches in our lunchbox. That's it. So I think it's a mindset of coming from a less than environment. And so you see the chicks on Instagram, you see the females that are on social media that look like they're living it up. You like, I want that for myself one day.
Right.
And well, instead of thinking what's the most feasible and logical way for me to obtain that, females think, what's the quickest way for me to get there?
Right.
Let me go get me a dude with some money. And plus you want to be accepted
Instead of
amongst
working
your
for it.
peers. Right. You want to be accepted amongst your peers, so you go and brag with your homegirls. Girl, look, he bought me this bag.
Right.
Girl, he got my nails done. Girl,
Right.
he paid my rent.
Right.
Those type of things are what females do. And at times, it definitely can that's a test for a man.
Yeah.
Because he can look at it and be like, why is she telling all the business of the things that we're doing? But to her, all she's trying to do is to get that clout.
Yeah, for sure. That's
And
facts.
I think that's where a lot of that comes from. It's the females that were born and raised in the less than community.
Right.
And with them being raised in the less than community, they want to have something and strive to have something.
Right.
So as a result, they turn around and they make sure that they try to get someone with what they want.
Right.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
and people get it twisted. Like, I don't understand. Like, some women feel like, okay, you do for me everything, and in return, I'll give you pussy. Like, lady, that's a even exchange. You're not doing me any more favor than what I'm doing for you. You coming just like me.
Sometimes they don't, though.
Sometimes you don't.
A lot of
catch you
times
later.
they don't.
You said what?
I don't know what's
A lot
going
of
on with
times they
them.
don't.
I don't know what's going on with
know?
them.
Do you know, honestly, there are a lot of women out here that do not have an orgasm when they have intercourse with a man, and
Some
they
out
don't
there.
know how to make themselves get to that point. But because they're in that situation for the wrong reasons, money, recognition,
That's probably
clout,
why. It's a mental thing too.
they don't know how to open their mouth and say, "Hey, that didn't work. Look, you ain't over here banging. Take it slow."
Right, because y'all don't have that type of relationship. You know what you in
That
there
part.
for. You
Yep.
know what you in there for.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But because like sex is not enough. Like if someone feel that way, if a man just want to use money over you, he most likely just want to have that as a something that he can just stand on to, make you do certain things, make you behave a certain type of way.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if y'all ain't come from something like growing something together, I understand if someone else take off, like things gonna be different. You know what I'm saying? But if y'all start off, working together on something, that's awesome to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what type of person you got on your side. You know what I mean?
I mean, my husband and I, when we started out, and I was on Section 8.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I moved from South Carolina to North Carolina because of a bad situation that happened in my family. And I mean, I abruptly moved.
Right.
I had to quit my job, my good corporate job there, and just move back here and had nowhere to go. And ended up essentially homeless. And this is my story so y'all get first exclusive on this because nobody knows but my family.
For sure.
But this was about 5 years ago. I was still a comic. Nobody knew. You could not tell from the outside, but I was homeless, sleeping on my uncle. Thank God I love this man he's my favorite uncle, but he allowed me to stay in his home with my 3 kids. We slept on the couch. My kids slept in his granddaughter's room.
Right.
We were essentially homeless
Right.
until Guilford County was like, look, all right, this is the family situation you had going on. So look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to just put you to the top of the list. Here's a Section 8 voucher. Go find a crib. But the only thing is, since we bumped you up, you got 30 days to find something. So I was like, 30 days? Who can find something in 30 days? And it was so hard to find a place to stay in 30 days. The only thing I could find was something in a not so desirable neighborhood.
Right. Yeah, most likely.
And I had to deal with the sexual harassment from my landlord. He was
Jesus
always trying to get some butt.
Yo.
I mean, it was
It's
bad.
crazy. There's a lot of creeps out there,
Yo,
man.
It's thirsty out here.
And he was a clear dude. I mean, like sexual harassment to the point where he got me pinned up against the wall trying to kiss me and put his hand down my pants at the same time. But again, at that point, I'm homeless. I need somewhere to go. Now, I ain't letting you touch me, but I'm struggling with him.
People take advantage of women in that situation.
I hate people.
Because they know
do
that she don't have many options.
Yes, and that's the part that it burns me up to this day. He even would show up to some of my shows in the crowd like, you did good, babe. I would get the good morning big head text messages. I'm like, I'm not behind on my rent.
From your
Why are you
landlord?
It was bad.
It's so insane. I hate hearing stuff like that.
It was bad, but I had to endure it. And you know what? I took that place that I was at. I know a lot of women and men that are on Section 8 and they will stay there.
Right.
I took that and used that as a stepping stone. While I was there, I paid up the things on my credit. I made sure I maintained employment. Make sure that my kids had, but then I started noticing my children were acting like some of the children in the neighborhood. And I was like, wait a minute. We don't. What are you doing? Run outside with no shoes on them. We don't live like that.
Right.
So I had to make the educated decision to make a move. Now, I was mad at a young lady that did this, but now I thank her. The Lord just dropped it in my spirit that I would not have moved had it not been for her. But I went in to recertify for Section 8. Somebody that was in the building that worked there who had beef with me saw me come in to recertify. And I presume, I don't know for a fact, but this is the only way. When I left, she went to my caseworker and was like, oh, she married? She got married. And my caseworker was probably looking at my paperwork like, she didn't put that down.
Right.
So they sent me a letter like, yo, you didn't tell us you was married. Whoop-de-whoop. We kicking you off Section 8 because you withheld that information. And I was like this, you know what? I was hurt. But again, the Lord just dropped it in my spirit. You would have never moved had I not had that happen.
Right.
So at that point, I had to say, okay, I've been on this job long enough. I've saved up enough. Now let's move somewhere else. So my husband and I moved our family from that undesirable neighborhood to a highly desired neighborhood in Greensboro.
Dope.
And we moved into a much better house from there. I continued to pay off the things on my credit.
Right.
And then from there, we ended up buying a house, our own house.
Super dope.
So it's a stepping stone. If you on Section 8, use it for what it's for. To help you move forward. You don't have to stay there, baby. You don't have to stay there. Do something with yourself while you're there.
Right. You had a plan. Like Section 8 is not like a career aspiration where you stay. You know what I'm saying? You had a plan, pay some of these things off, and you got to live under your means to get over things.
Yes.
That's what we got.
Preach.
I try to tell people that, look, live under your means. Like, cause some people on Section 8, they still get like little side hustles, jobs, and they just spending all that bread. They don't got no type of plan. So you're going to be stuck there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, use that joint to your benefit, as you should.
Yeah. Because when them walls come down, baby, and if you ain't got nothing to stand on, like you gonna be short. And I just thank God I used what I had in a wise way. I was still going. People never knew I was homeless.
Dang.
Never had.
I definitely had no clue. Yeah.
5 years ago, I was homeless.
Yeah. 5 years ago, not that long.
Nah, it ain't.
You know what I'm saying? 5 years ago is not that long.
Right.
So they just make you have so much appreciation for everything.
Yes.
That you know where you at now.
Yes.
And there's a lot more on the way. You
Man,
know what I'm
listen.
saying? It's so much more on the way.
Man, I receive that. And that's one thing that I tell people. A lot of people will speak positivity and blessings over your life. Like somebody like, yo, this podcast gonna take off. Y'all gonna be the new, what's that light skinned and dark skinned dude? Jesus or
Jesus and Mero?
Whatever. Yeah, when
I thought you were talking about Charlemagne and Envy. I ain't know shit.
I'm talking about who he said, like, because to me, in my eyes, they are further than Charlemagne. To me, because they're on primetime television doing what they do, bring it in.
Showtime or something.
Showtime,
Feel you.
exactly.
I get you.
So
I received that.
And then that's the thing. You just said it. People will speak things over your life. They be like, oh man, I see y'all booming with this one.
Right.
People be like, yo man, I appreciate it. You got to understand, when someone speaks something positive over your life and the blessings, you can't get it until you receive it. Just like you just said, I received that.
Right.
Had you just laughed and y'all kikied and be like, yeah, okay, that's what's up.
Right.
And went on about it, your blessing is still floating here in the air waiting for you to grab it.
Right.
And until you just said, I receive it, that's when it came down.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's when people speak positivity over my life. I've been prophesied to. And one of the prophets said to me, maybe about 3 years ago, she was saying, God is going to catapult you to where you are going to be speaking to millions. And in my mind, my small-minded self is thinking, oh man, I'm finna sell out Madison Square Gardens. We're going to have like 2-3 shows, whatever. And one of my success coaches was like, you was thinking small. You only pick one block in New York for the Lord to bless you on. Ooh. And that's when it hit me, like I was really thinking small. And then that's when I got the gig to be the on-air radio personality for iHeart Radio and Apple Music. I literally reach over 50 million people. And I was like, Lord, that's what you meant by it. Like I'm saying, thinking you meant on stage as comedy. No, he meant I'm able to reach 50 million people on air. And I was like, all right, God, I received that. I received it.
Absolutely. She stopped limiting herself and reached the highest point, baby.
Yes, highest point. All day. All day. Like the way you came back with it. Like the way you came back with it.
Yeah, for sure. That's real though.
Yeah.
Like, cause you never know. Like, people, you get these little inklings, and then we just take it and put in this little box, but it's not meant to be in a little box. They think it flourish to be anything.
Yes.
It's limitless.
Yes.
And I wanted to ask you too, like,
I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
I think you maybe did.
I probably did.
Like in school, were you like the class clown?
I was the class clown. I was getting kicked out every day. Shout out to Miss Richie, my social studies teacher at Dudley High School. I love you. She kicked me out with love.
Oh,
she
man.
kicked me out
Kick you
every
out
week
laughing?
with love. Cherie, look, being a clown does not pay. Miss Richie, look, okay.
I don't know about that.
Right. Being a clown does not get out. I was like, you know, I'm just gonna go in the back parking lot and smoke if you put me out, right? Like, I'm not going to the principal's office. I don't even know why you putting me out.
Right.
But she would put me out, and even after I graduated, I was able to call her when I went through things.
Mm-hmm. Oh, good.
And she's a clear lady. She ain't one of us.
Right.
She's a clear lady. Was always there for me.
Awesome. You know, I was asking that because my son come home and he was talking to me last week. He was like, he was telling me about. So yeah, I had a roasting session today, and I'm like, oh, dude, this dude got a passion in comedy. I'm not sure what it is, but he was telling me, you know, he had a roasting session with somebody. You know, he went in on somebody, and I guess he was basically trying to say that, you know, he just won by so much. But then the text messages I got from his teacher had a different perspective. You know, she was like, you know, Jeremiah hurt someone's feelings in front of the whole class, and everyone was laughing. You know, but the way he presented it, that's what he was feeling like it was a roasting session.
Right.
But the teacher didn't say anything. My old girl said anything to him. Maybe his jokes was just a little bit too much better.
Hit home.
Right.
Yeah.
He was in there killing her.
Right. So I'm like, man, you can't do that, bro. Like, you know, it's a time and place for everything. If that's something you want to do, you do your thing, but it's not the proper place. Like, so how as a parent can, because it could be, I know heard of a lot of comics say that's the type of person they were in school. Mm-hmm. How can a parent support them and also try to guide them to do this stuff in the right place?
So, me growing up, I was just like Jeremiah. But I didn't have anyone in my family to guide me because everyone in my family was strictly Christian, you know, everything about God. So they knew I was funny and cynical, and they used to always say, man, you're going to be a comedian. You're going to be a comedian. They used to always say that to me. But it takes cultivating that gift. So like you're doing, let him know there's a time and place for that, you know, and I can respect that because I have a lot of friends that are instructors and they want to be able to teach their class without the disruption because there may be a certain student that for that particular lesson plan that they're teaching, they're struggling in math. And so the teacher's trying to give more instructions so this kid can get it, that light bulb can go off. But then I'm back here cracking jokes on somebody, disrupting everybody. But then at the same time with Jeremiah, this was his moment to shine. Like he noticed, look, I said this, everybody thought it was funny. I said this again and everybody thought it was funny. Okay, I'm on to something. And you have to be careful. You know, it's the difference between telling jokes and then cracking on people because sometimes people will get offended and then they want to fight.
Right.
You know, that's just like us comics. When we are on stage and I don't arbitrarily start picking on people to hurt them. Right. It's just when you get the hecklers, and I don't know if y'all can tell, you know, you've been to one of my shows before, but I have sat here during this entire interview and not dropped one curse word. So
I noticed.
I have taken this new walk with Christ. It's now don't get me listen, if y'all walk around and y'all see me outside cussing somebody out, listen, it's a progress, okay? But one of the
radio now.
Right, and I'm on the radio now, so I have to I can't curse on air.
Right.
So it's like with everything that God has given me, I have to show thanks. And so with this, I've changed some of what I do. And it's a progress. It's you know, anybody gonna be Mother Teresa overnight. Right. But I've also learned with picking on people in the audience, they can get really offended. Right. It could be because they had a bad day and you don't know it. Their bills could be due and somebody just bought that ticket for them so that they can get out the house, get something off their chest. So with Jeremiah, he don't know the person he picking on, they probably could have got a whooping before they left the house from their mama. Yeah, or they're hungry. They don't have food at home to eat and their bus was late picking them up, so they missed breakfast that morning. So now they got to wait until lunch to eat. Yeah. You know, it's so much in between the lines. So I would recommend getting Jeremiah with someone, and I don't mind being that someone and help him cultivate that gift. It's it's a time to shoot them jokes. Right. Like here, hit them with the 1-1, back up. Right. Listen to the class. When it's time to go bathroom or break, here, bye, 3-piece, and then back up off.
Yeah. And then you also, like, he can't, I mean, he's so young right now, but like as a person like on stage or, you know, in comedy, you got to realize how to separate the two reactions. Like you can't allow the crowd to just keep you going on someone, and then you look at this person's face that you know joking with, and you see you're tearing them down. You got to balance it out. Like, okay, I need to pull out now because I'm tearing this person down to benefit these others just laughing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But a lot of that all depends on the person, the way they receive it. And this is one thing for the people that attend comedy shows. We appreciate you guys. We thank y'all for coming out to all of our shows, supporting us. Okay. But there are several things that you should know when you attend comedy shows. If it's a normal setup, stage and all of that, and there's a light shining on us, understand. When we are on stage, we cannot see anything past like the third row. Okay, that light is so bright on us, we see no one. We see shadows,
right,
heads, but we can't physically see you past the third row. So that's not saying don't get front row seats. Come get them. But if you're gonna get front row, second, or third row, be there for the comedy show.
Right.
Some people
you got a point.
Some people come to the comedy show and they like this the whole time.
Right. I wish he would say something to me.
Like, that right there is a red flag to a comic. Like, hey, pick him,
right.
pick on him.
It's doing the opposite of what they want.
It's doing the total opposite of what you wanted. When you sit there, you don't laugh, you don't kiki, and you in the first 1 to 3 rows.
Right.
That made me think now.
You're telling us, pick on me.
I went to a show, and dude asked me what my name was. My name is Toby. So Toby. You know what's coming with that. The jokes. You know, I laughed and everything, but dang, I was thinking like, being that you just said that, was I looking too serious?
You probably had a serious look on your face.
Or you got a normal serious face though, like when you're just chilling.
Yeah.
So you got probably, the resting ninja face. and that's okay. But the thing is, if you depending on how the setup is, if the setup is like this and goes around, we can't see y'all on the sides, even if you're on the first to the third rows. It's what we can see right there in the middle.
Right.
So if you're there, we're not saying fake it. If it's not funny, don't laugh.
Right.
But I mean, if it is funny, don't be sitting there like
holding it back.
I ain't gonna laugh. I don't want this.
Yeah. Some dudes think they too cool to smile and laugh. Yo, I don't get that.
That makes like my butt itch. I can't stand it. I'm telling you, that makes my butt itch when y'all do that. Listen, we work hard for these jokes. Some comics literally go into their office, home, whatever, and they shut themselves in to write jokes about, okay, this is what I'm gonna say, this is the, they're gonna set it up.
Right.
Premise, all of that other stuff. I'm one of the fortunate comics, thank God. This is how I know this is a gift. I don't write jokes. All of the hundreds of shows I've done, one time, I wrote jokes because my peers kept saying, no, you need to write jokes, set it up for yourself so you know, blah, blah, blah. I kept saying, I don't write jokes. My memories are bad. I can't write jokes. And they were dead set on me writing jokes. And the one time that they were dead set on me writing jokes, I actually wrote the jokes, but my memories were so bad. When I got up on that stage, I nutted up. I couldn't remember anything. That was one of the shows that I actually bombed miserably on. And that's because I went outside of what I normally do to satisfy others.
Right. So how when you bomb, does that impact like your confidence to your next show? Does it, like, how do you prevent it from, just bleeding to your next show?
When a comic bombs, understand, that right there is a hurtful thing. It is like failing your mama paying all this money for you to take the SAT and all that, and you go in there and you don't even score 20. It's like wasted talent, wasted money, wasted all of that, and it hurts so bad. I bombed. After I bombed on that show, knocked me way, and I was on a high. I was on the high. I was killing shows left and right. Wrote these jokes, bombed, and when I tell you, it brought me down so low.
Wow.
When people were calling me like, "Hey, look, I want to book you for this show." Nah, I would look at my calendar to see if I had something on the date. I didn't, but I was like, "Man, I'm booked that day, man. I'm sorry."
Dang.
It made you feel like that?
I didn't want to get back on stage.
Yeah.
It scares you.
Right.
But I had to eat that. I had to swallow that. Like, yo, This is what you're gonna do. It's gonna be, and every comic bombs.
Yeah.
For sure.
Every comic. I have bombed twice in my life. Thank God. That's it. Knock on wood. Twice in my life I bombed. But I thank God that he continued to give me these jokes because, again, I don't write jokes and I don't watch other comics on television.
Now, do you think when people bomb, like, is it because of the location, like the city you might be in?
It can be a lot. More importantly, some comics don't read their audience.
And that's important.
So, like, for me, depending on how the venue is set up, typically I'm like either the feature or the headliner. So when the opener is up, and that's in case people don't know, there's 3 parts to a comedy show. Well, 4. You got the host that comes up, hype y'all up. Y'all ready? Let's go. We're going to tell some jokes, whatever. Then you have the opener. Now, not unless you have a star-studded packed show, your opener is typically someone that's local within that area. From a promoter's perspective, you want to grab someone that has a high following. So when you start seeing people that are getting booked a lot, but you think, man, they ain't funny. Why they keep getting booked? They're not booked because they're funny. They're booked because the promoter knows if I put him on this ticket, he gonna put butts in this seat.
Bring it down.
And that's where you have to get your following up to people that are out here entertainers. You got to get your following up. And typically, again, unless it's a star-studded packed show, the opener typically may be someone that's not even funny. Then you have the feature. The feature can be someone that can also cross as a headliner, and I'll explain the difference. The opener typically does anywhere between 7 to 10 minutes worth of comedy.
Okay.
That's the opener. Feature comes up, and they do anywhere between 15 minutes to, to about 25, 30 minutes. Okay. My bad. Something just flew down my throat. But
Pause.
Pause.
Bloop. Pause like, hey. Look, I think a piece of this gum I got sticking to the roof of my mouth broke off.
I got some water.
And I ain't pressed right now. I'm good. You know, I'm professional. I do this. You see how? And I'm back to it. And then the feature, you see, player, the feature act come in and do anywhere between 15 minutes to 30 minutes. Okay, that's what a feature do. Now the feature's typically funny. Yeah. Somebody you've seen places, okay? Then you got the headliner. Depending on the promoter's budget, okay? Because some people get mad like, oh, man, he was only up there for 20 minutes and blah, blah. Depending on the promoter's budget, okay? Because they'll go pay one of these social media comics to come out, but their money ain't long enough to pay that person to do 45 minutes or an hour. Their money only covers them to do 25 minutes, 30 minutes.
Okay.
So the feature is the one that wraps it all up.
Gotcha.
And for people who are in this comedy business and you're comics and you've been a host, one thing you need to understand, and this makes my butt itch, every time I go to a show or I'm on a show and this happens, once the headliner gets off the stage, sir host, ma'am hostess, you are never to tell another joke. And there's
who get off the stage now?
Once the headliner.
Oh, gotcha.
Once he gets off the stage, that's it. There are no more jokes that are told after that.
Get on out of
and
there.
so when you see someone break that rule,
it's like disrespect.
It's disrespectful, but then it also lets you know this person don't know really the breakdown of comedy. There are no more jokes. All you do is say, man, I thank y'all for coming out. We're going to be back out here next weekend. Make sure you bring your friends and them. Show start at 8 o'clock. Y'all, thank y'all. Get home safe.
Yo, somebody see. I literally just heard this interview yesterday with Godfrey. What's his first name? The comedian.
I don't know. I call him Godfrey.
The dark skinned dude, African dude, funny dude. And he was talking about T.I. being a comic now. You heard about it, right?
What?
You never heard about that?
Yeah, T.I. been trying
T.I. been doing stand up.
You ain't seen it?
I want to know your thoughts on that as well. But I'm gonna tell you what happened. Like, cause obviously T.I. got a name, right?
Right.
So Godfrey was headlining this show, and he don't went up there, and then when he's leaving, T.I. come up there and ask him like, hey, can I get on stage and do a little something, whatever, And I appreciate. He said he was very gracious and all this stuff like that. And he was like, but it's T.I. He got his name, whatever. it'll be a good look either way. But so I'll go ahead and let him get a couple minutes after I left. But he was like, no one's supposed to go after the headline.
Right.
So, he felt like, in a little bit that was kind of disrespectful, but he was like, I didn't stay to listen because, hey, I'm the headliner.
Right.
I leave after that. I'm not listening to him tell jokes after I done been up there.
Right.
So that was it was kind of interesting that he said that, and you saying the same basic thing.
There are no jokes after the headliner gets off. And T.I., I didn't even know.
What you think about that? Can a rapper just all of a sudden?
No, man, that's just like Young Jock trying to be a freaking comic, and the little boy from Black Ink Crew.
Oh Lord.
What's the boy name?
I don't know that fella names.
Yeah, but he was trying to be a comic. And my thing is this: there's a difference between an internet comic and a real Chitlin Circuit grinding comic. I would consider myself a whole Chitlin Circuit grinding comic. I've been out here in these streets. Just like the Chitlin Circuit back when Little Richard and them was on the road. We in buses, cars, going from city to city, state to state, performing, waiting on our big breakout moment. Okay? That's all we are basically waiting on. It's only going to take one. You're going to be in the right building at the right time, and the right person is going to be in the audience to hear me. I'm claiming that over my life. To hear me and catapult me way above where I need to be. But these internet comics, they'll sit at home and they'll record 5 minutes of a skit. 5 minutes of stuff with them doing whatever. And then when they get done, they chop out everything and keep 30 seconds, 15 seconds of it. And they post that material out there to you to watch. And you think they are so funny, but y'all don't even know that they was recording 5 or 10 minutes. And so people watch, follow, like, share these people's videos and make them famous. But you got somebody that you personally know from your area. You won't even share their videos.
That's how it is.
And when we see these people, when Chitlin Circuit comics like us see these internet comics out here, number one, we can't stand them. We can't stand them because half the time, just because you have a following, and again, on a promoter's basis, they put people on the ticket that will put butts in seats. Not based on your funny.
But those comics, like the Chitlin Circus ones, you got to follow the times. You can't just stay out there and think you can just keep doing the regular thing.
Which is why you see a lot of us now getting into creating videos. And a lot of us don't really know how to work the ins and outs of these millennials, Gen X, know, internet comics. But we're learning. My thing is the Gen X and all them other comics, once us old heads catch up on how to work TikTok and Twitter and Instagram, baby, you going back. You're going once we figure it out. But we have people that know that we old school comics or we Chitlin Circuit comics and we've been in the game for a minute, so they think we make $1 million. People approach us like, hey man, I can do your videos, I can edit your videos and put them out there for this nominal fee. And they be like, bruh, you charging what?
Because they feel like y'all don't know how to work the internet.
And so they want to, but see the thing is they want to capitalize on that.
Oh, for sure.
You don't understand what you are doing. People need to understand comics talk. Just like females in the barbershop, men in females in the beauty salon, fellas in the barbershop.
For sure.
We talk. So when somebody does that and comes at us like that, we'll spread the word amongst the other comics.
As you should.
So when you come to us, everybody be like, nah, man, get out of my face. Go hear somebody else that's stupid.
I already know about you.
So I have people that will say, look, I want to send you my t-shirt or a sweatsuit for my line, or I got this service that I provide. You don't even have to pay me. Just shout me out, whatever. To comics, that means a lot more because before we got on, we did so many free shows. Before we realized, I'm really funny. That's when we started charging. So sometimes you have to put yourself out there at no cost. To get the publicity, advertisement, everything that you need.
For sure. That's a fact.
But to take it back real quick, because he had brought up T.I., being that he's not a seasoned comic or anything, would it be beneficial to someone who is seasoned to write his stuff for him and let him perform, being that he has a gigantic name?
He ain't gonna allow that problem.
This is one thing that blows my mind, that blew my mind when I came into the comedy game.
Okay.
Do you know that there are a lot of comics, you watch it on Netflix, Showtime, HBO, all of these comics are going around the world. they have ghostwriters.
Yes.
Oh yeah, a lot of them do.
Been knew that.
They don't write their own jokes. And it blew my mind
Yeah.
that there's comics out here that ain't writing their stuff. Somebody writes it for them.
Oh yeah.
I think for T.I., people are not going to see the validity in this man if he gets a ghostwriter, because T.I. is a man of many faces.
Right.
Yeah.
He's a businessman. He's a dad. He's a father. He's a gangster when he has to be.
Yep.
So you would have to find a ghostwriter
That knows all that.
that could incorporate all of that into jokes.
But you can hire a team of people, you know what I'm saying? People from different walks, you know what I'm saying?
You can, and that
To
is what
collaborate.
some do.
But I
But
got too much pride to do that, man. Like I
To
think
have-
he a creator, man. Like he a writer himself.
But if
like you
that
think
ain't-
someone he would allow someone to write his raps?
But if that ain't you, you know what I'm saying?
and they even coming down to that. Let's break it down even further. Why even get in that lane if it ain't yours?
something to do.
I heard it was
Something to
started
do.
from a bet.
I bet.
Yeah, somebody betted him that you wouldn't get on stage, and then once he took on the bet, got on stage, then he said, "Dang, I kind of
like
I
that.
kind of like that.
Kinda like
He said,
that.
I kind of got the bug a little bit. Let me try it again."
Yeah, well, comics like me hope the bug hurry up and get away from him, because at the end of the day, yeah, you might have gotten that bug to do that, but you are taking
Oh yeah,
spots, comedy spots.
he's gonna take some spots 'cause
Away from-
just by
yeah.
his name is gonna sell. He
Yeah.
gonna be able to
Yeah,
get.
somebody gonna come out to see it, whether it's good or bad.
Right. People want you're going to have people that want to critique you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Most of the people in the audience at my shows are people that don't want me to win. And I make sure I say, how y'all doing? I've already
they
been
hoping
paid.
it's like, I hope she
I
bombed
hope
tonight.
she bombed tonight.
I know she did it twice. Goddamn, I'm waiting for the third one, baby. You gonna be waiting for a long time.
Right. I mean, I got a show tonight, and I'm just like, I don't sweat it. One thing that I do say to people, especially newcomers that come into the game, they come to me to be mentored. I let them know, for me, once you stop being nervous when you touch the mic for any show,
Right.
that's when it's time to hang up the mic.
Absolutely.
I get nervous before every single show. At least 3 to 5 minutes of the beginning of my show, I'm nervous.
Right.
But then it passes, and I go and do what I do best.
Right.
Does it pass once you get on stage or
Yeah,
before?
before I get on stage for any show, you always catch me off to the side praying.
I saw her. I ain't know you was praying, but I saw you go to the corner of that joint. I'm
Yep.
like, what's she doing over there? Ain't about time for her to pull up.
Look, I always go off to the corner. I always go off to a corner and give thanks for the gift. God, let this be the best show I've done so far to date. Lord, let them receive my jokes and let me be able to give out the jokes that somebody needs.
Yeah.
And then I go hit the stage. But I'm nervous the first 3 to 5 minutes, and then once I get on stage, it gradually goes away till I'm out there busting a gut. But
Oh yeah. So as we wrap up, let's go ahead and then talk about like where you're performing at tonight, and how people can get the tickets and everything.
okay, so tonight I am at Lovers Lounge. That's here in the city of Greensboro, North Carolina. It's a couples night of fun, so it's gonna be catered by Olive Garden. Yeah, right. I know,
Nice.
right?
That's crazy.
Bro, I'm
You doing it like that?
Look. Okay. Catered by Olive Garden is going to be music, games, comedy, fun. A great event to be at. So you would ask me, and I don't have the address right in front of my face. But if you're in Greensboro, off of Bessemer Avenue, on the other side of Boston's, on the street over. Okay, from Boston's West Side Drive.
Yeah.
I get it.
Just give me the flyer. I put it up on the screen.
There you go. See, look at.
Just
I
send
do
me-
it later.
Yeah, do it later.
Yeah, look. I'm like, he can't put it on the screen now. But that is where I will be at tonight. And on March 5th, I will be at 14 Visions Event Center. That's my brother Eli Southern, comedian Eli Southern. That's his new event
Funny
center.
dude, too.
Man, hilarious. But his event space is down High Point Road. They now call it Gate City. Oh yeah. In that shopping center right across from the old BG McGee's. So he has an event center right in that huge building. It's going to be an all ladies lockup. We got Stiletto from Baltimore headlining. I'm your host. We got Sister Big Bone out of Raleigh, Garner area. Okay. Hilarious. So We got female comics coming that evening. We plan on ripping y'all face off. You understand? Sure. Tickets are online on Eventbrite. Just Google Tickle My Funny Bone, and then the show flyer will come up. For tonight, you can show up at the door. It's $50 for couples to come to the event. And I just got booked April the 16th, and I'll be in Lexington, North Carolina. Dope. So yeah, we picking back up. Then they like the heck with COVID, bro. Right. We getting out the house. Whether COVID, you better get in my back pocket because I'm tired of being in the house. We going out. For sure. And all the future dates that's coming up, I'm gonna have all that right below in the description. So check out all her dates, follow, and listen, go to her show. The shit funny as hell. I'm going to tell you right now. And you can catch me on air every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am on air, iHeart Radio, Apple Music, Streema, YouTube. You can catch me, WDRB Media, the voice of the community, the Gappedtoothsmileent radio show. You dig? You dig? Yo, so until next time, you guys hold it down. Don't let it hold you. Ew. Peace. Bye.
The Highest Point Podcast.